Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I posted a video to my channel showing shootable lights in Source SDK in the Hammer editor for CSS. It's actually possible in any game, but I'm going to be showing you how to do it for CSS. So to get things started, pretty much you'll need the normal lighting setup with the inset with the no draw textures, and then inside of the inset in the ceiling just put up the prop, the ceiling light prop. It's just the world model is just light ceiling. Just make a prop static entity and click browse. When you bring up the browser, just type in light underscore ceiling, and it's the office one right there, and click apply, and underneath that just have a piece of glass, which is just a brush, just a normal brush with the no draw texture on all over it except for the bottom part, and I just put a texture on there for, if you search through the textures, there's one for like office ceiling. There should be actually two. There's one for on and one for off. So I just put the on one on there. And then we have a light entity, spotlight, and just set up the spotlight with the different settings. Just mess around with it, get it the way I wanted it. And then underneath the light I have a light environment, or an environment sprite with a glow sprite on there, so it looks like it's glowing inside the game engine. And pretty much that's just the normal lighting setup. Alright, so let's make this shootable. First thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click on the glass, and notice how it's just a brush right now. It's just a solid piece. You're going to want to click on it and hit Control T, and that'll bring up the properties for it, and we can actually change it to a func underscore breakable surface. Not the first one. You want the breakable surface. This will actually turn it into glass instead of being a solid brush. And you don't really have to change any of the settings. You can mess around with the settings. It's actually kind of cool, some of the stuff you can do. Like if you change this, it'll actually break apart in bigger pieces. It'll fall in bigger pieces. But yeah, you can mess around with those. It's not necessary though. What you're going to do, change the name. You don't have to. I'm going to change the name though, because I just like changing the name. I'm going to change it to, instead I'm going to put light underscore glass. You don't have to change the name on that. It's just something I like to do. But alright, next thing, click on the light entity, and this is important. It's actually, there's a limitation to how many switchable lights that you can have in your map. And pretty much a switchable light is any light entity that you give a name to. So if this name in the properties, after hitting Alt-Enter on the light, if this name has something in it, it's basically a switchable light. So if you give a name to it, you can only have 32 unique names to your lights. So one of the things that I do to get around that 32 limit is I split my rooms into different sections. So pretty much I have a room full of six spots for lights. So I'll have 6 lights that I want shootable. But to cut down on the amount of lights I really need, we're going to split it into 2 different sections. I'm going to have this row be one light name, and then I'm going to name this row a totally different name. So when you shoot any of the lights on this side, only that side will go out. And that's one of the ways that I cut down. I mean, if you have under 32 lights that you want to shoot out, it's not necessary to do this, but it definitely helps sometimes, especially when you have a room full of like 60 different lights, and you split it up into like 4 or 5 different sections. It actually helps a lot. Actually comes out a lot nicer. And plus you don't get the compile error letting you know that you have over the limit. So just a note on the side, I'm going to do 2 different sections so the people that want to do it like that can do it. So here we go. I'm going to give this light a name. I'm just going to name it light and hit apply. And then click on the environment sprite that you have underneath it, the glow, and just hit Alt Enter on that to bring up the properties. And then give this a name also, because when you shoot the glass, you want the glow to go away also, because you don't want the light to look like it's on when you turn it off. So you want the glow to go away also when you shoot. So we're going to give that a name so that we can turn it off later. Alright, so our light and our glow also have names now. So let's go back to our glass and click Alt Enter, and it should be a breakable surface because we changed that earlier. So on this glass, click the Output tab at the top and bring that up. And then this is where we can change all of our outputs to have it so when we shoot the glass, when it breaks, we want the glass to go out. And when the glass breaks, we want the light to turn off and we want the glow to turn off. So we want the light and the glow to go off. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit add, and we're going to change it so when the glass breaks, when the glass breaks, we want the light to turn off. We could use kill. Most people would say, well, why not just use kill? Because kill will take it off your map. Well, when you use kill actually does not turn the light off. It just removes the light entity from the map. So if we use turn off, the light will just turn off. It won't just remove the light from the world. Because when it removes the light from the world, the light still shows. So we got to make sure that's on turn off. You can kill it after if you never want to use it again, but it's helpful to turn it off. The only time that I would suggest using kill is if you had light switches on the lights that you want it to be shootable, because then when you shoot it out, you want it to kill. But you would also have to turn it off before you kill so that the light still isn't shining. But just hit turn off, and that'll make the light go off when you shoot the glass out. And then another one, so when you shoot the glass on break, you want the glow to also toggle off. So it'll toggle the sprite to off when you shoot the glass out. And then just hit apply, and you should have the 2 there, so when you shoot, the light and the glow go off. And you don't need a delay unless you want it to delay or mess around with it and have it flicker so it turns off on to off on and then kill. But yeah, I'm just going to do the simplest one right now and just have it turn off. And then hit apply and X out. And that's one shootable light right there. Simple as that. And then I'm just going to copy this over, and then I'm going to show you how to get lights with different names a lot easier without having to go in manually and changing all the names and all the outputs. So first things first, let's grab all of these objects right here and just select all those, make sure everything's selected. And there we go, everything's selected. I'm just going to hit copy, and then I'm going to edit, paste special. And then this lets me paste different numbers, can actually let me offset it to the right or left. And I'm going to offset it 160 to get it into the next pocket. I'm going to do that twice because I have two of them. And then make sure that this is unchecked so that you get all these on the same name. Because if you check this, it will change all the names. And then click OK. And there we go. That's one row done. All these are shootable. So when I shoot that one, and that one, they will all go out. And then let's do that again. Select all of these. Make sure all of your objects are selected. So you want the prop static, the breakable surface, the light, and the glow. And then hit edit, copy, edit, paste special. And I'm just going to offset it -128 so it fits into this next pocket perfectly. Now I'm only going to do one copy this time. But this time I'm going to make sure that this is checked so that it renames everything that I have selected. So it will rename all of my lights and it will change the names in the outputs for me on the glass. So I don't have to go in and manually change all of the outputs. And then click OK and it will paste that like so, and it will change all of the names. So anything I have named, it will change the name. Simple as that. And then I'm going to change that to object to just show you that all the names are changed. So if we open up that, see it says light 1, but the other one was just named light. And then the light environment is now light glow 1. And the glass is light glass 1. And this is handy if you have a room full of like 10 lights that you want shootable. It will change the names for each one. And it will go in order, so it'll go 1, 2, 3, all the way up to how many lights you want, or how many copies you made. So let me click on the glass here and show you the outputs. But the outputs also change, so you don't have to do any of this manually. If you use paste special, it will change all of the outputs to match what you just copied. Very handy. So I'm just going to select all this again and get all this in here. Select that, and all of my objects are selected. I'm just going to do the same thing and copy and paste special, and I'm going to offset it by 128. I'm sorry, 160 to fit it into the next pocket. And make sure that this is not selected so it does not change the names for those two. And then I'm going to click OK. Actually, wait, I'm going to change this to 2 copies. And then click OK. And there we go. All of my lights are in there. So that's pretty much it. So now when you walk in this room and you shoot this light out, those 2 will go out. Same thing on this side. If you shoot that, those 2 will go out, but those 3 will not. If you want me to do a tutorial later on how to do light switches along with shootable lights, I will be more than glad to do it. Just leave a comment below letting me know that you would like to see it, and if I get enough people to say that they want me to do it, then I'll do it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna load up CS and show you this in the game. Okay, so here we are in the game. I'm just gonna spawn here, and when you walk into the room, you can see all the lights are on, all the glows are working, as the glass. So when I shoot out any of these first 3, all of these first 3 lights will go out. So when I shoot that one, notice all the lights went out. See, went out there, on, off. And then same thing on this side, shoot out any of those and the lights go out. You can actually remember that the texture for the glass, you can actually have it so you can have 2 pieces of glass. Have another piece of glass on top of it. So just have it invisible and then just toggle the visibility, or just change it so it'll have the off texture so it doesn't look so bright once you turn off the lights. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's shootable lights in Source SDK.